What is up, everybody? Welcome into the video. Today is another adventure that doesn't exactly involve drifting or driving, but is still related a little bit. This weekend, we're heading out on a trip to go to PRI, or the Performance Racing Industry Show. We got me, the whole family in front of us, currently making our way into the airport. Figured might as well try to make like a travel vlog of a sort while we're on the way down. This event is comparable to SEMA, which I'm sure a lot of you have probably heard of, but instead of focusing on the cars like SEMA does, this event is more emphasized on the manufacturers or brands themselves. And essentially, I'm going out here to just put a face to a name and hopefully meet some nice new people. Either way, I can't remember the last time we got on a plane, and right now walking to do so. So excited to get in the air, do some traveling, and have a good time at the show this weekend. Also, pardon my invisible jacket. This isn't exactly Mr. Blue 240 attire, but where we're gonna be headed to, first New York and then Indianapolis, which is the location of PRI, it's gonna be a wee bit chilly, so layering up. My family and I tried to get nice and stylish with our suitcases. Should be a little easier trying to distinguish them from others when retrieving them after a flight, but I just thought I made this thing look a little cool. Flight number 2. When we started this adventure, we were in Richmond, Virginia, and now we just made it into New York City, which is the first time that I can ever remember coming here in my entire life. Heading over to our second flight. It's gonna connect us over to Indianapolis. Should make it over there by tonight. Maybe I just don't go to enough big airports, but since when do they allow golf carts in these things? Let me hop on that thing and save a 15-minute walk. Second flight. These seats feel way much less like cardboard. Looking like we're off to a good start already. I'll see you guys in Indianapolis. Just landed in Indianapolis, already very hyped to see that these carousels, is that what they're called, are working. Holy crap, I'm flying. Airport in New York City didn't have these, so I'm having too much fun now. We'll check this thing out. Getting a head start to the weekend. We haven't even made it out of the airport yet. I'll take that. Not exactly used to doing the whole travel vlog thing. Hoping this isn't too like excruciating to watch. Just trying to make some content, make it somewhat entertaining, but you know, not go too overboard with it. Made it into Indianapolis. Hopefully gonna start heading over to a hotel tonight and get some rest because it's been a long day.
The next day.
I feel like I've seen this one before. So we made it through registration, made it to the show, and as you can tell, already seeing a few cool things. Walking around, there's a ton of people over here. Hit a decent amount of traffic on the way over here. The roads were absolutely packed. This event was even bigger than I thought it would be, but now we're here and we can walk around, take a look and see what everybody's got out for us. This thing. So we're basically here just to do some networking with some brands, potentially hook ourselves up with some partnerships going into the 2025 season, and just, like I said previously, get a face to a name, get my foot in the door, maybe start talking to some people, and have a good time doing it. As of right now, we've kind of just been roaming around the outer edge, I believe, is what this would be, of the main show. It looks like in those doors right there is the main showroom. For right now, we're just kind of checking out the perimeter. Haven't touched that room yet. We'll be over there shortly. Already talked to a few brands. One brand specifically, the sim cockpits that they move while you're driving. Some of the rigs that they had set up over there are absolutely insane. Makes me feel insecure about mine. I thought my VR was cool, but you know, just checking some stuff out. Not everything here is just strictly business. We're just here to have a good time and check out some cool stuff people have to show for, but you know, so far just making our way around the facility and seeing some pretty awesome stuff.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Welcome everybody to the next round. This makes round number 13 of Hot Riders of Tomorrow here at PRI. We're excited to have all of you joining us. We see some people coming in from the outside. That's always a good thing.
Just watched the disassembly and reassembly of a motor in under 20 minutes. Crazy competition done by students that are currently attending a school to do that. Crazy stuff. And the moment we've been waiting for, finally getting into the big room.
Just walked in the door. Absolutely insane.
So far, haven't really seen a whole lot of drifting stuff, but
I can get behind some of these straight line stuff. These drag cars are absolutely insane. Beautiful motor, tire that comes basically up to my waist. Yeah, I don't think those are fitting on any 240. These looks like, oh, they're Nerf footballs? Well, take a look at that, even cooler than what I was about to say. Nerf footballs cut out to cover the exhaust from water. Pretty crazy. Now that's a cool display. Something tells me these brakes would stop just about anything. That's insane.
Whoa, super cool black GT.
Well, it's black, but that ain't paint. Entire body carbon fiber. Some of the stuff you're seeing here is just absolutely ridiculous.
Finally, a familiar sight. Hiro Manoa's Formula Drift Pro Car set up at a booth here. This thing has seen some things. We've been walking around for, I honestly couldn't tell you how long. We've made it through maybe 4 or 5 of the rows in this one room alone. This show, it covers floors of this massive convention center we're in, and I feel like we haven't even made a dent. We're gonna be here for quite a few days, gonna have a few days to walk around. But even then, I honestly have no idea how we're going to be able to see and, you know, experience everything. Just doing our best to do as much as we can.
Zamp section.
There we go. Looks pretty familiar. Pretty cool to see this car in person. I've seen it in tons of pictures and videos from like SEMA and other shows he's taken it out to. First time getting a look at it in person, and even just seeing it from the rear, looks pretty sweet. Interior. The bodywork on this car is absolutely beautiful. That is awesome. I really was starting to think that we had made a dent.
We started all the way on that wall over there. I've made it almost about halfway in this section of the room that we're in.
And come to find out, in whole other section of the building that we haven't even touched, or I didn't even know existed, and that's still probably not even a fraction of all the stuff that's here. This show is just absolutely massive. I honestly do not know how we're going to be able to walk through all of this stuff.
I'm pretty sure I recognize this car though. Felt pretty good to beat that one over at CMD a few rounds ago.
We spent basically all of our morning walking around in that massive room, which we still have so much more left to see. But behind the scenes, what you haven't seen is we've done a lot of talking with brands, just getting to know some people, hearing about whatever products they have to offer. So like I was saying, we were down there walking around that massive room, which still isn't even really touching the actual amount of stuff that they have here to see. But now we're going to one of a few seminars that we've signed ourselves up to go watch. So yeah, we'll be going to watch the seminar. I know it's not the most entertaining thing I've ever done, but just trying to keep it somewhat watchable, film what I can, keep it entertaining and have fun doing it. Oh my God.
This is the sim racing arenas.
We went through and listened to and watched a couple seminars, some pretty entertaining stuff. Now we're back to, you know, walking around, seeing the cool things that this show has to offer. And good Lord.
This is insane. Ginormous stadium.
We've accidentally stumbled into basically an area to look at strictly racing trailers that just so happens to be inside of this massive, massive stadium. Just walking through this place is huge. I'm honestly at a loss for words at this point because the amount of stuff that I've seen, cars, tools, just anything automotive related, I'm blown away. This event is actually just insane, and I don't think there's any other words that I can use to describe it. And yet again, that was another crazy adventure from PRI. That's what they called happy hour, which I know my videos probably won't do it any justice, but almost everyone that was here at the show gathered in that one area of the stadium of this massive building that honestly I couldn't even describe if I tried how big this building is. But essentially there was that one section of it that's an actual stadium, and everybody gathered there. They had free food, drinks, and as you saw, a live band playing for us for entertainment. It was absolutely incredible. Pretty good food too, which was pretty surprising. But now gonna start working our way out of here. Be ready for day 2. What's up everybody? We're back here for day 2 of PRI in the hotel this morning. Just ate some breakfast, and now the bus is here getting ready to pick us up and take us over to the show. We're ready to see what it has to offer for the second day. Definitely not used to it being this cold, because I don't know if this is going to be caught on camera, but whenever you breathe out here, you see all your breath. Without skipping a beat, getting right back into the action of the show. Today we made it here a little late. It's about 10 o'clock now, and at 11 we have another meeting to make it to, this time with Drift Appalachia. And so we might do a little bit of walking beforehand, but be heading over there soon. But for now, we'll be checking out the aisle some more. Talked to a few people, checked out some more stuff in the rows of the main showroom, and now we're heading up to the Drift Appalachia meeting or press conference, and then after that, more walking. Seems like that's pretty much a whole summary of the weekend, just walking and looking at cool car stuff.
While we did that positively, we also had a lot of fun. I know I did. And I think from what I gathered, from what I've seen online, from all you guys and the ones I've talked to, you all enjoyed it as well. So we appreciate that and thank you. And we did raise money for local charities. And we also did an estimated economic impact of $3+ million to the Appalachian region. So thank you guys, and we hope next year we can grow it even more and continue this.
Pretty cool to sit and watch that press conference with US Drift and Drift Appalachia. They unveiled a lot of pretty cool things for the next year, 2025, things that they plan to do, events that they plan to hold, and the dates for them, as well as meet with a few guys in there that were also attending the press conference. Met with the owner of Alaria Tech, which, if you don't know, is the brand of the trans tunnel that we just recently installed in the 240. Been working on that, keeping busy behind the scenes, doing a little bit of work, not doing anything too crazy, but you know, just staying somewhat busy. Overall, just a pretty cool experience. Pretty awesome feeling like I'm a part of all these crazy things that are going on at this show this year. For now, the current plan after going and sitting in the press conference, we're back in the big main showroom. Pretty sure this is known as the Green Hall. There's another hallway which is known as the Yellow Hall, which we haven't even started to touch yet. Hopefully make some more progress walking around in this room. And then once we've seen it all, hopefully switch over and check out some more areas. Those look good. These wheels are absolutely absurd. Carbon fiber, 2 fingers. This thing feels like nothing. Pretty awesome looking pipe clamp design. No tools required. Just clamp it on like that, holding it tight. Thought it looked big from the other room just seeing this. Little did I know. Stretches a whole football field the other direction, and I can't stress this enough. This is still an area that we haven't even touched on yet. I was watching a video, or a couple videos last night about PRI itself and just the show and the impact it has on Indianapolis. I've heard that there is nothing bigger than PRI. This is the biggest event that this city ever sees. The economic influence from this event on the city is just absolutely absurd. This show alone has basically around a $60 to $70 million impact on the surrounding areas of the city, which is just absolutely mind-blowing. Everywhere you go, you're seeing something you've never laid eyes on before, even though you literally walk all day long. You cannot possibly see it all. This event is just so cool. Sat through a couple more seminars, learned some more stuff about social media and sponsorships. Big takeaway is that social media is weird. There's a lot of rules that you have to follow with posting, and I won't go into too much detail about it. I learned a few things, learned what I should and shouldn't do to help and not hurt myself in the process of trying to pursue more engagement and followers. Walking back around the halls now, back in one of the main showrooms, and we found a line to stand in. My dad's happy. What are we here to find? Free beer. Of course he managed to find it somehow, getting him set up, and then we might go and try out some of the sim stuff, because yesterday didn't really get a chance to explore that section of the halls, so may go check that out. But of course, gotta hook him up first, get him something to drink, and be heading that way. Now that we got our free drink taken care of, it's on to the next stop. My dad's nice and satisfied. And we're going to be checking out, like I said before, the simulator section. Basically, there's a whole section or area of the show that's dedicated to only simulators. What I'm excited to try is the motion simulators that they might have set up where you can do a demo on, where essentially the cockpit that you're sitting in moves with how a real car would. So they have pitch, yaw, and tilt, all sorts of crazy things that, while I have a simulator, I've never been able to experience this before. Excited to try some of this stuff out, get to see it, and maybe experience it for the first time. Nice and sweaty, and I feel worked out. That was absolutely insane. I have a simulator at my house, but that makes it feel like absolutely nothing. I mean, literally every bump, every input that you give the car, you actually feel like you're giving it in real life. And even if you hit the smallest of a curb, if you make any kind of small mistake, it can throw you out of your rhythm so easily. And that was really fun. glad I got to experience that. Maybe one day on the to-do list, if I ever get rich enough to afford one, that would definitely be something I would want to get. But, you know, for now, just demos are even cool enough just for the experience. But for now, heading back over to the actual show. Not too much longer before the show ends for today. Probably just gonna hang around some more, explore some more booths, you know, enjoying every bit of this. And don't mind me messing with my hair in that last clip. If you got fluffy hair, you know that any amount of breeze will make you look like you're homeless, so don't judge. I always love coming back into this main showroom because it's always an adventure trying to keep up with my dad. I just keep seeing too many cool things I need to take pictures of. And then I ended up taking to Applebee's with my dad, who's on a mission to get everywhere. This room is just absurd. This is definitely probably my favorite room of the entire show, and you just cannot walk through this room without seeing something that just blows your mind. Well, we went to go back into the showroom after hitting up the simulator area, but it ended up closing, and everybody's having to leave now, right about as we got in there. So, making our way out now. Well, we made it in a little bit earlier to the show today. It is day 3 and the last day of PRI. We have a meeting this morning, that's why we're here a little early. We got more people starting to trickle in now, but it was pretty interesting seeing the show before a lot of people started to show up. These halls were mainly empty, which if you're here is a rare sight. So have a meeting with Zach Nova Tires this morning, and then like I said, today's the last day, so be taking our last looks at everything before inevitably having to go home.
Pretty cool to see. Same turbo I run. On display over here at the Garrett booth.
Pretty good, productive day so far. Went over and stopped by Zach Nova as well as Link ECU and had a good conversation with them. Always a good time just getting some face-to-face interaction with the owners of, you know, certain brands of parts that we run on the car. And, you know, just good to talk to some of these guys. Having some good conversations and, you know, just having a good time getting some interactions with them.
This is a pretty cool looking demo setup here. Oh wow. ECU Masters booth. Cool RPM gauge setup here. I like the look of these lights. Definitely more of like a racy style as opposed to what I have in mind. It's nice. Some pretty funny buttons over here. You got the NOS button. NOS. Bump. Stage. You got a yeet button. Check that thing out. Scramble. Pretty cool little demo here. Oh, you can shift? What the heck? Oh, that's sweet. That's reverse. It's a 5-speed.
Well, it looks like a PRI for us is coming to an end. The show ends a little early today, about 4 o'clock. Right now it's maybe half an hour to 3, so we've pretty much gotten to the point where we've almost seen it all and kind of running out of things to do. So figured, why not head back to the hotel, you know, take a second to relax while we can. Past little while, we've been just kind of hanging out, enjoying the show. Some pretty cool stuff. We spent at least an hour or 2 walking around with Matt Schulman. I've been in contact with him with, you know, everything that we've been doing with the new motor, his setup with his car. He has a similar setup to me, and so he's been a big help with us setting up our car and helping us make some purchases for getting the car ready for next year. Pretty cool to meet him in person for the first time, and like I said, we hung out, walked around the show for a long time. Really awesome guy. Good to see him in person for the first time. If you don't already follow him, I highly recommend it. I'll drop a link to his channel in the bottom. Go ahead and check him out. He's an awesome guy, great content, and a pretty awesome driver as well. And now, you know, like I said, we kind of hit the point where not much to do, so we're gonna head back to the hotel, maybe spend the rest of the night relaxing, and then end up heading home tomorrow morning on the plane. But for now, I'll probably go ahead and end this one here. If you've made it this far into the video, thanks for watching. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.